Hello there, and welcome to an episode of the COVID-19 update here in Chatham-Kent. I'm Eric Shaw, your staff producer here at Your TV Chatham. And today we have two special guests here from the municipality. We have our Chief Administrative Officer, Don Shropshire, and our Mayor, Darrin Canniff. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to ask you a question right out of the gate. How are you and your families doing during the pandemic at this time?
Well, our family is working very hard to practice everything the public health is put out. We are experiencing the same things that everyone else in the community is, where everyone is their lives have changed, and we're trying to do the best we can to help whoever we can, help the seniors, help those type of things in our lives, stepping out, doing that, and I know our community as a whole is doing that, so I'd like to thank everybody for doing that.
Perfect. Don, how about your family?
Ours has been much the same. We've had the added bonus of our youngest 20-year-old has been training to be a chef in Toronto, and the school and the restaurant closed down, so we've had to put up with having an in-house chef for the last 2 weeks, and as hard as that is, I hope the pandemic finishes before I'm as big as the house.
Hey, at least you're eating well, eh?
We're eating well, and but like the mayor, it's been, you're trying to observe all of the public health messaging, and we've all been doing that, and that experience is, I think, the same for most of us.
Okay, that's great. Well, I wanted to hear a little bit of morale here going from some of our municipal officials, so I'll go back and forth. We'll start with you, Darrin. The challenges the municipality has been facing with COVID-19. Let's talk about some of the services that are being implemented locally into our community that are helping out.
Well, first and foremost, it's our responsibility to maintain all the essential services in the community. So we've been working very hard to ensure that when you turn the water faucet on, you get clean water. When you flush the toilet, it goes away. When you turn the lights on, they come on. All those things, you have the EMS, you have fire, police. That's first and foremost. And ensuring that everything else is functioning. So that's the key. But as well, we're looking to fill any gaps that are coming up. For instance, we are now with the public safety line. We've created that, and fielding calls and going to talk to people that aren't doing the social distance and everything. That's one thing we've taken on. We're working with a hospital and healthcare, how we can help fill in. We're going to be working in joint efforts to create some additional warehousing space, hopefully for all this tons of PPE that's coming in and be coming in. We're working on helping with drives to those type of things. So any gaps that we're seeing in the community, that's what we're doing to step in.
That's great. The report that came from council this past Monday was absolutely great, and Don, we'll touch a little bit about that right now. Over to you. In this tough economic situation for some of our smaller businesses, some of the type of resources that the municipality is putting into effect, what are these systems that are helping them out?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's something that's top of mind for us. First and foremost, our economic development team have already got good relationships with virtually all of our businesses in town. They've been reaching out to find out what are those immediate needs people have. Been a couple of immediate things off the top. There's been a huge amount of information coming from the senior levels of government, the province and the federal government, about programs to assist people in small businesses and looking at how they can get financial assistance. So one of the big things we've been doing is trying to wade through all of that information and help our small business owners understand how they can get financial support. A couple of other things, you may be aware that we've been doing a digital Main Street program for several months. Yep. And for a lot of our businesses that have never had a presence online, this is a great opportunity for them to get a presence online and to be able to do business in a socially distanced manner, so something that's safe for the clients and themselves. So we've also been ramping up that over the last several weeks. Another piece is just listening to see what their needs are, making sure that both the municipality and senior levels of government understand how we can provide additional support.
That's great. That actually segues to my next question. One of you might both be able to answer this. We are getting a lot of financial support from all senior levels of government. Do we know who the biggest contributor right now? Is it a balanced budget coming from all aspects, or is there a big primary contributor right now in this pandemic?
Well, currently the federal government's really stepped up, as everybody's heard, over $100 billion they're putting into various programs. So they're the ones with the deepest pockets right now. The municipality can't run a deficit, so we don't have that big checkbook to come in. The province has stepped in as big time as well. They're doing whatever they can. So both levels of government are significant contributors to this. I can't imagine what it would be like if they hadn't stepped in. The key piece, what the municipality is doing, going back to your earlier question, another thing is we're stepping in. We want to help those businesses connect with what the federal and provincial governments are doing. So as a business, if you're out there and you're not sure how to get to access to all that stuff, please reach out to economic development. We've got a team that's ready to help. That key is getting that money into the pockets of small business and individuals here in the community.
That's great.
I think one of the other important messages we've been trying to deliver, the biggest single thing we can do for businesses is try and keep those business owners and their staff healthy. And I think public health has been doing that in a huge way. They've been delivering that message since the get-go. And that's number one, like take care of your health. And that way when things are able to be normalized, we'll be able to get people back to work as quickly as possible without having health concerns. So that's another important piece of the messaging.
All right. These are some great information that you're given. So you guys are both facing difficult decisions every day. What have been some of the toughest decisions you are both making right now?
Well, for overall, Don and I work together on a daily basis, and there's a ton of decisions being made each and every day. To me, the toughest decisions is when it impacts individuals negatively. When we're watching businesses close, even though it's the province stating you have to close, but watching that and laying off people, all those different things, there's a lot of tough decisions right now being made that are negatively impacting. But the overarching piece of why we're doing it is the safety of the community. We've heard it 100 times about flattening the curve. Everything we're doing is working towards that and to keep the community sustained during that period of time when we can get back to normal.
Don?
I think, sorry, from my end, it's also been the direct impact of people's jobs. I think is a major issue. You can see how much of a burden that is for people, especially people that have single family incomes and so on. So we announced on Monday evening that there were some layoffs and other people would not be invited to come back to summer employment and so on. So those are big decisions. The flip side of it, a lot of the decisions have been really easy, like the focus on health has been a really easy one. Like that's clearly a priority, and we've really, I think, done a super job with leadership from both Dr. Colby and Dr. Reedite and the public health team. So that's been terrific. I think the other important thing for Chatham-Kent folks to celebrate is a lot of the stuff we've been putting in place for the last couple of years have set us up to be able to be ready to respond as a community. So when we launched our strategic plan a couple of years ago, we talked about making sure the community was financially sustainable. So we've been paying down our debt. We've made sure that our balance sheet's in a good position. We've also talked about resilience as part of a big factor. So when you get a major crisis like this, you can see those sort of resources having been put in place. It's really putting us in, it's a difficult situation, but it's made a whole lot better because we've been setting up for this for a number of years now. So yeah, I think that's important as well.
I don't think anyone in the world expected any of this to happen. So the amount of resources that the municipality and federal governments and everything you guys are allowing out here is absolutely great. So Don, let's talk a little bit about the tax deferral payment system. A lot of people have the pre-authorized payment right now. What is going on with tax deferral payments for the municipality for residents of CK?
Yeah, the mayor touched on it briefly. The municipality of all levels of government has the least sort of flexibility with how we collect money and how we disperse it, and we still have to pay for those continuity of services. We can't go into a deficit, so that's not on. But what we have been able to do, I think we started to do on Monday night. Council approved that there would be a deferring of the property tax payments. Normally those payments are due in April. Now we've delayed that until July the 10th. It gives people an opportunity to start to receive some of those federal government and provincial government financial assistance programs. So we're understanding that their cash flow is going to be really tight on the front end. So let's make that easier for people and allow that money to start to flow in so they can pay bills without experiencing undue hardship. So I think that's a major piece right there. We're still going to be charged with going back in the next several weeks and reporting back to council, probably on the May the 4th meeting, as to what other steps we need to take as well. And that's going to be a combination of providing different types of support, but also perhaps looking at the types of services the municipality currently offers and whether those should be adjusted. If council says they want to change the levels of service, then we can also change our expenditures and so on, so we set the community up for our future economic recovery.
That's great. And we're all... Yep, go ahead, Darrin.
And just to add to that as well, the utility companies in the municipality have stepped up as well. So water, wastewater, the same thing, they're deferring. Integris has stepped up doing the same thing. Hydro One is doing it, and I believe Enbridge as well, privately owned company, but they're stepping up as well, helping out in that manner.
Public Utility Commission as
Yeah.
well.
That's great. We're all standing in this together as a city, as a province, as everything. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Is there any closing words that you would like to say to the community of Chatham-Kent, just in general?
Yeah, I just want to thank the community for everything they're doing. So many people have stepped up in so many ways, individuals, businesses. That's what makes Chatham-Kent an amazing place to live, is the people. So they're stepping up big time. They're practicing, they're distancing, they're doing all those things. In the end, I want the byline in every media saying, Chatham-Kent came together to conquer this, and we got through it. So that's, I'm so proud of our community, what we're doing. We've got a ways to go yet, but we can do it together.
That's perfect. Don?
Now, I'd underscore what the mayor said. I think he couldn't have said it any better, for sure. And for us, we're going to be here for the long haul with our community. We certainly are focusing again on the health issues right now, but we've also started work on economic recovery and looking at how we can actually help our community pull out of this. And just like with the healthcare crisis, we've had businesses and the voluntary sector as well, with leadership from the United Way, stepping up to see how they can provide people immediate assistance now, but also looking at how we can work together to have a plan for making sure Chatham-Kent's ready to rebuild when the health crisis allows us to do so.
Perfect. Well, thanks for your time, gentlemen. Thank you for all you're doing in the community. And again, if you guys have any questions out there, CK, don't hesitate to visit our Chatham-Kent website.
Absolutely. We really appreciate you sharing the message and
Yes.
getting people involved. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks for so much for getting the message out.